Hey, what's up everybody? It is Rob from Instinct Bassin. Thanks so much for checking out another video. Wanted to do another video on the 93 and 73 SV Garmin's. This will also work with the 106 SV and a couple others like the 95 CV and that type of thing. They'll all have a few different features, but this will pretty much work with most of them. I did a video on 5 things to try out when you first get this unit, so be sure and check out that video as well. I'll be sure to link that up here in the description. This one is going to be 5 more things you can do. These are not going to be as critical, I don't think, as the others, but this is a video that'll show you some cool things to do with this sonar, or this unit anyway, that'll help you out on the water, and I think will help you catch some more fish, or at least make you more efficient on the water. Thanks so much for checking it out. I also did a review on the 93 SV, a 6-month review, and one on the 73 SV as well. So be sure and check those videos out, and I'll link them down below. I will also timestamp this video, so if you want to kind of see what I'm going to talk about and then skip ahead so you don't have to listen to the whole thing, that's fine, go for it. And let's go ahead and get started. So the first one I'm going to talk about is how to disable the sonar from the sonar screen. And let's say you are in this. I do have this in simulator mode once again because I'm in my garage, and it'll just be able to demonstrate everything a lot better once it's in simulator mode. I also did a video a couple weeks ago on 3 reasons why I think you should disable your sonar in shallow water, so be sure and check that one out. I sure would appreciate it. But this is just going to show you how to do it real quick. Some of the reasons you might want to do that is, you don't want the sonar pinging and scaring away fish, that type of thing. Or if you're getting ready to make a long run and you don't want the sonar just, pinging into the air for, 30 minutes while you run the boat. Maybe you're working in the boat and, you don't want to mess with the sonar, but you don't want it pinging all over the place. So anyway, any number of reasons why you might want to disable it. This will just show you how to do it real quick on the fly and, without having to turn the whole unit off. All right, so the first thing you're going to do is just come up here and hit this power button and just click it one time. And then I'm going to go down here where it says disable all sonar. And I'm just going to hit that button and it'll say transmission disabled. All right, now a really cool feature about these is if you have them linked together like I do, I have one in the on the console and one here in the bow, it will disable them on all the units when you do it on either unit. So that's just a really cool feature. You can set that up to where it doesn't do that. I happen to kind of like it because that way I can disable all of them from my console if I want to, which I'll typically do if I'm fishing in shallow water. I'll hit that, disable this before I head up to the bow unit and get on the trolling motor, and then that way I'm not scaring away fish. I just think it's one more thing that'll help me give me a couple more bites. So anyway, that's how you disable the sonar. I'll go through again and turn it back on, and it's just the reverse step. So you hit power one more time, and now I'm going to hit enable all sonar, and the sonar is back on again. You can do this from any screen, either the map, the side view, the clear view, any screen like that. Just a really cool feature that I think will help you out. The next one is going to be how to adjust our map overlays. All right, so this one is going to go over how to adjust those map overlays. And what I mean by map overlays are these things right here. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4 quadrants there for your map overlays. Again, I'm in my garage, so that's why this map's not really showing anything. It's just a blank screen. I could zoom out and go to a lake, but if you start panning around, then these are going to go away. So and that'll kind of defeat the purpose of showing you how to change them. So the way you would want to change those, I typically like to have different things up here than what's up here now. So we'll go over how to change those. You're just going to hold this button down, and now you'll come up with this menu that'll kind of go over what you want to put there. Let's say, for instance, you want the water temperature there. So I'll hit temperature and then water. All right, and you got 58.4 degrees. The depth, I usually keep the depth there because I do want to know what depth I am when I'm running across the lake or when I'm idling or anything like that. So I'll leave that one there. GPS setting, I don't usually worry too much about it because I kind of know where I'm going and I can see the map. So I'll typically change this one to, let's say, time of day. So we'll go to system, I believe that's in, And yeah, time of day right there. And that's really useful, you know, if you're fishing tournaments or, you know, hey, I told the wife I got to be back at a certain time, you know, you got your time there. So I always think that's a good one to have. And then down here is GPS position. And if you wanted to hit that one, you could change that as well. You know, whatever you want to put it on. I'm not going to change that one because I think you kind of get the idea. But those are all the options that you have that you could put on there. You know, you could put all kinds of stuff, even your gas level if you had this hooked up to your engine. That's how you change those overlays. Real useful feature, I think. Just make sure you get those how you like. And again, all you do is just push on them like that and then change it to what you want to and then hit back again and it'll be there. All right, so that's how to change the map overlay. And next on the list, I think that is a real useful feature is how to add waypoints from the sonar screen. You can also do it from the map screen as well, of course. You can actually add a waypoint anytime you like just by hitting this mark button right here. But there's a particular way I like to do it from the sonar screen that I find is real useful. And you can do it from any of the sonar screens, either the traditional, the clear view, or the side view if you have it. We'll go into clear view right now just as an example. And let's just say, you know, we're going around and you see something like this rock and you want to fish it, but you know, it's still moving and the boat's moving around and all that, and it might be kind of hard to get back to it. Well, you could hit this mark button and that's going to mark where your boat is currently, which is going to be up here in this top right hand corner. That's where your transducer is. So if you hit mark, that's where it's going to mark a spot right there. Typically, you're going to be past that when you see something that you want to fish though. So let's say, for instance, we see this brush pile here and we want to fish it. All you've got to do is go like this, just kind of make a half circle, and you're going to put a cursor right there or a crosshair on that spot right there. And then you go up here to this mark right here, and now you've marked a waypoint right there where that thing was, or whatever that was you wanted to fish, that brush pile or the rock pile. Now you can also edit the the symbol, change it to whatever you like. You can also name it, call it something, rock pile or whatnot. And it'll even tell you what depth it's in, what the water temperature is. You can add comments to it if you like, something like that. But that's just a real useful feature on how to add waypoints while you're in the sonar, the fish finder. I'll do one from the side view as well. So let's say we're going along and now we've got our side view. Again, our boat is up here, or our transducer is up here. This white line is your transducer line. Let's say we want to fish this rock pile over here to the right. So I'll do that kind of half circle again. Sometimes it might take a time or two. There you go. And then just hit new waypoint. And now you can edit it again like I just showed you a minute ago. So a real useful feature on adding the exact location of a waypoint or of a piece of structure that you want to fish. So keep that in mind. That's a real useful feature for adding new waypoints from the sonar screen. So the next useful feature I think that it's a good thing to know how to do is to change your map orientation. So you can have your map orientation in a couple of different ways. You can have it where it's north up, like I think it is right now. You can have it where it's course up, and a couple of other different ways. And what that's going to do is that either your boat's going to move, without the map moving at all. If it's in north up, if it's in course up, then the map will move with you and whatnot. And some of those are just more useful than others for when you're going down the lake or when you're up on the front deck fishing. For instance, when I'm up on the front deck fishing, I don't typically like the map flying all around when I'm trying to find a brush pile or fish on top of a brush pile. I kind of like it to be stationary and let me move the boat there. So this is going to show you how to do that. From the map section, you're just going to go into menu and then go to chart setup and then orientation, and see how now it's north up. You can change that to course up or head up. Course up, then it's going to move around with you as you move around as well. Obviously I'm in my garage, my boat's being still, so it's not going to move around right now. But you can kind of see how it's moving a little bit right there. So that's how the map's going to move with you. I typically like to do that when I'm going down the lake. That way my boat is always facing up like this. And, I'm not having to, figure out whether to turn left or right if I'm coming down this way or something like that. One less thing to think about when you're, flying down the lake. But when I get up on the front deck to, fish a brush pile or something like that, I typically don't like the map moving around. And that's when I'll change it to that north up setting. All right, so that's a real useful feature, I think. So that's how to change the map orientation. The next one is going to be how to delete your tracks. All right, so this one is going to be how to delete those tracks. And what I mean by tracks are these lines right here, okay? I actually had to move to the console one because I don't have any tracks saved on the front one there. So that's why if the screen's shaking around a little bit, it's because I'm holding the tripod now. But, once these tracks get kind of thick, like they're getting here now, they start to get kind of hard to follow, or, I'll be right here in the middle and you might have a hard time following one particular track. So I'll typically want to delete them after they get a little thick like this, and then just start creating new ones. Now you certainly can save tracks and, all that kind of stuff. For the purposes of this video though, I'm just going to show you how to clear them. And what we're going to do is go in here to menu and then go to waypoint and tracks. And then you can turn the track display on or off just like that. And it'll show which ones to show. You can change the colors and all that kind of stuff. Oops, sorry, didn't mean to hit the camera. But what I want to do here is go to where it says active tracks. And then see, I've got all this memory right here for active tracks. I'm going to hit clear active track. Now I could hit save if I wanted to save it and be able to come back to it later. So that's a cool function if you want to, save a route. So when you clear it, it's still there. So be sure to do that if you're going to clear them and you want to save them. I don't really care about saving those because I know where I'm going right, on that particular lake. So I'm going to hit clear active track and then hit OK. And that'll clear those tracks there. Now hit that back button. Oops. And now you see those tracks are no longer there. All right, so that's how to get rid of those tracks. And that's your 5 new functions that, I wanted to teach you on the Garmin 93 and 73SV. Like I said, it'll also work on the 106SV and some other ones as well. They'll all be pretty similar. 93 and 73 will be identical except for their screen size again. Thanks so much for watching. Please give me a like and subscribe. Be sure and check out those other videos that I was telling you about. Thanks so much for those that have already subscribed. I definitely appreciate it. Again, this is Rob with Instinct Bassin. Trust your gut, and I'll see you on the water.